What's up, everybody? We are campinggeartv.com coming at you again for another episode. I'm Ben.
I'm Josh.
And just before we start, we'd like to thank everybody for watching the videos, leaving the comments. You know, all the companies sending us gear. We've been getting a lot of great responses lately. A lot of comments coming in about what kind of hair care products we're using.
Yeah, a lot of really nice comments, but some that aren't so nice.
Right, and so just to satisfy our viewers, I use Suave shampoo.
Yeah, I use a prescription dandruff control shampoo.
Right, and that's how we maintain our look for this show.
That's how we do it.
So on to basically what we're taking a look at today is a little bit different. We actually got some books that were sent to us.
Yes, we do.
And these are books that deal with some outdoor topics.
Yeah, they're from a company called Menasha Ridge, and you can check out their website at menasharidge.com. And they put out they have a bunch of different series that focus on different topics all around the outdoors, though. And the ones they sent us were the best in tent camping from Missouri and the Ozarks, and 60 hikes within 60 miles of St. Louis. So it's not a very well-kept secret that Ben and I live in St. Louis, so it made sense that they sent us these books. You know, Menasha Ridge, like I said, they put out a bunch of different series. These are the books they sent us, and it just so happens that the two books they sent us are also written by a guy named Steve Henry.
Our personal hero.
Steve is a hero to all, really, and he's a guy that's traveled a ton, and got tired of the corporate life, and I think in 1985,
I read this too,
decided that he'd had enough. So he hit to the trails, he hit to the streets, did a lot of bike riding, a lot of camping. So he's done a lot of stuff. So in preparation for these books, he basically went around and hiked and camped at all these places, right? So in the book that I've read, The Best in Tent Camping, you've got, I think, 50 campsites that are in here, that are included. And the narratives, the write-ups on each of them are really, really in-depth, right? I mean, he's going into depth in terms of at Klondike Park, campsites number 25 through number 27 are really the best you want, but you got to reserve them in advance because they're not first come, first serve. You know, it goes into depth on they're the best because they're further back from the road and they have a view of the lake. And then he'll mention these sites over here, not as good. They're too close together, too close to the road, what have you. And you know, that's a really good resource. You know, Ben and I go to a lot of campgrounds in Missouri. This book actually shed some light on some that I'd never even heard of.
Right. That
are like an hour away from us. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think another thing is that these books are a good resource to, you know, novice campers, hikers, outdoors people that, you know, it's going to take you a while to go to all 50 campsites.
Yeah.
And so now you can kind of like gauge to which ones are going to be your favorite.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you don't have to go out and waste a whole lot of time if you know a certain, if he says that this campsite is a certain way and that's not to your liking, then you don't need to go explore that one.
I'll tell you, when you go do reviews and research what campground you're going to go to for your next trip, everyone goes to the internet, you look for stuff, but usually there's nothing there that goes into this kind of depth about if you're going to this campground, here's research on all the different areas within the campsites and which sites specifically are better than others for what reasons. I've never seen it before.
Right. With my book, 60 Hikes Within 60 Miles, first of all, you know, again, this is, you know, within St. Louis, but the publisher, you know, this is part of a series. From what I counted, I believe there's 30 cities which this series is. So this video really isn't just to you know, for St. Louis sense, but you know, they have lots of other areas throughout the country where they're taking a look at hikes towards that, you know, by that city, and so you get the book that, you know, corresponds with the city that you're by. But yeah, again, the personal touch in which Steve, you know,
gave you a personal touch.
He gave the book a personal touch.
I gotcha.
And so he's providing information that the book, I guess what I'm trying to say, is more than just a log of these are the hikes, this is where they're at, and that's that. You know, Steve's going into in-depth about like the types of terrains you're going to encounter, the types of things you're going to see, you know, the weather that you're going to encounter during what part, you know, during the trails, during what months.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, and so it's really, really good. I've jotted some notes that I wanted, because the book provides so much, some things that I wanted to talk about in here. First of all, 60 hikes is a little misleading. He's actually got a little more than that, and there are a lot of hikes that have multiple trails. So the actual number of hikes is really increased. And even then, past that, there were some hikes that Steve enjoyed that didn't make the cut, and he lists those in the back.
That's the 3rd edition.
Yeah, and so I believe they've added some as time goes on. So, and there are a couple hikes that are outside 60 miles, but basically his concept is if you can drive there, hike it, and drive home in a day, he thought that'd be good for the book.
Yep.
And there's, again, this isn't a book about necessarily reviews, and I'm assuming that yours is the same way, where it's not like, this campsite's really great and this campsite sucks. These are all really, really good reviews and really, really good spots. They're not trying to steer you wrong.
Yeah.
My book, it doesn't really tout itself as an instructional guide for hiking, but it lists even a lot of great tips for, you know, novice hikers, beginner hikers, about like, you know, what you should be doing to prepare for certain hikes, certain equipment you might need, things like that. And then just real quick, the in-depth of the trails, lots of maps, the directions to each hike, the difficulty of the terrain, types of traffic you'll see. And then he's got the hikes, you know, divvied up into a lot of different categories. Yeah. You know, like distance, you know, like hikes that are 1 to 3 miles, stuff like that. You know, maybe this hike is 6 to 10 miles. And so basically, really, if you're into this sort of thing, this book is really, really good. The series is really, really good because you really get to plan out way in advance everything that you need to go on the hike and find the hike that is right for you without having to waste a whole lot of time looking around. Yeah. And I'm assuming that I think I can vouch for the camping one as well.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, you know, these cost about $15. I think they're $14.95, so you might be able to find them on sale. Go to MenashaRidge.com, and I think you're bound to find some new stuff in your area. Because like I said, they've got books for most major metropolitan areas and you know, states and all that kind of stuff. So for $15 to find a pretty cool resource.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed going through this book, and like Josh said, it has even opened my eyes to a couple different trails that I hadn't even known about, and we'll definitely use this book, and it's worth every penny.
There's a good chance you will see us on some trails in future episodes of Camping Gear TV that we would not have known about had it not been for Steve O. Henry.
On that note, so we're out of here. Come back, watch more videos, leave some comments, let us know what you think, and we will catch you next time. I'm Ben, this is Josh, campinggeartv.com.
Thank you for watching.